What's up?
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede Pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heat it up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
I'm just excited to bust out the green screen, okay? So I'm gonna be a little extra, alright? And I know I said this month is gonna be nothing but straight scary videos. I'm sorry, this one's piqued my interest because people are saying crazy things about Saweetie. And I'll be honest, I haven't heard nothing about or from Saweetie since like she was dating Quavo, okay? So I don't know, but they're saying that she's apparently selling some pum pum. Wait, what? So let's find out what's happening. BlakySpeaks is finna catch us up on game. Let's go.
I want to talk about this recent story involving rapper Saweetie getting exposed by her former road manager, who basically accused her of moving like an escort. I'm sure a lot of people recognize the name, or at least the face. Saweetie got it popping back in 2017 with her breakout song Icy Girl.
I'll be real, I haven't heard that song in a minute. You know what I mean? I couldn't, and I ain't even trying to be disrespectful, but I couldn't name you two Saweetie songs for real.
After that, she had a few big hits and a very public relationship with the rapper Quavo. But even though her music pushed her to the top, a lot of the conversations around her career has always been about her image, her relationships, and whether the fame was built on more than just the music.
What the fuck are those nails? Okay.
Now let's get into this particular story.
You know what? I've never actually just stopped and just looked at Saweetie's face. Like, I don't know. I don't remember her looking like this. Like, for real. I don't know. Like, if you had just put this picture in front of me, I wouldn't be able to tell you who this was.
A few days ago, a woman who goes by the name of Maybach May, who claimed
let me not be disrespectful,
to be Saweetie's former road manager, went viral after posting a series of social media posts accusing Saweetie of exploiting her current boyfriend, which is footballer Jadon Sancho, for money. Basically, she claimed that she was the one who arranged.
Jadon Sancho? What team he played for? Isn't it Aston Villa? Hold on, because I'm about to, let me find out. Jason, what do you say, Santos? Okay, Google be pissing me off. Because I know he don't play for Chelsea.
Which is footballer Jadon Sancho, for money.
Jadon Sancho. Who he play for? Oh, Aston Villa. Yeah. Y'all didn't know this, but I be keeping up with football. Yeah, not American football, soccer. Whatever you want to call it, buddy.
Money. Basically, she claimed that she was the one who arranged Saweetie's trip to London, where she met Jadon. Some of y'all might recognize the name or face. Jadon Sancho is a very famous 25-year-old English footballer or soccer player.
I watch it, but I don't be remembering the names that much, but I remembered his.
Like Americans would say, who plays for Aston Villa in the
What the girl, what?
Or soccer player, like Americans would say.
Are you putting oodles and noodle sauce on a clam?
Who plays for...
Is that a Sailor Moon necklace? I really don't remember nothing about Saweetie. Like, this is all new information to me.
Aston Villa in the Premier League. Saweetie and Jadon first linked up back in January 2025 following her visit to Chelsea FC's home stadium, Stamford Bridge.
Don't you do that. No! Don't you do this in Chelsea. Oh my God. Chelsea on top.
Back when Jadon was playing there for one season on a loan. That trip ended up being a turning point because, according to Saweetie's former road manager, that's where the story started. Now, Miss Maybach May put up a few posts, but the most prominent one was a screenshot of what she claimed was a text conversation between her and Saweetie. And in those messages, Saweetie was allegedly making an inquiry about Jadon Sancho, basically asking, how much money could I run up if I ended up getting with this guy? And that was...
Yeah, you can't stay in Chelsea if you're going to trick like this. That's crazy. She was plotting on your pockets preemptively. That's crazy. Now, how would you have felt if he curved you? How would you have felt if you had flown out to London just to get this dude's pockets and he curved you. How would you feel about that?
One of the most talked about parts of these allegations. This text that the ex-manager claimed came from Saweetie herself, and the message said, when bitches run it up on Jaden, how much they doing in a weekend. So
the fact that you can say that plural is crazy. The fact, what? This is crazy.
So that line alone had people online losing their minds, because if that text is real, it sounds like she's asking, you know, how much are other women making off of him, almost like she's comparing rates. And that's what
yeah, she about to put in an application. That's crazy work.
made this whole situation spiral, because it doesn't just sound messy, it sounds very transactional. And this is important because this is not the first time Saweetie has been accused of this type of thing.
I remember Cardi B had said that she did that before too. I don't even keep up with celebrity drama, but that was just such a crazy thing to hear. Like, what? Quavo's girl is doing what? Yeah.
For the years, there's been quiet talk, rumors, gossip, whatever you want to call it, through the grapevine about her using relationships as a business move. Now, this is kind of when it starts getting into the territory where people begin throwing around words like selling the pum pum, or
okay, I promise you I did not pre-watch this. I just said that. Okay, whatever. Yeah, me and Blackie, we on timing.
escorting, which basically is a very serious accusation. Some of y'all might remember how back in 2022, a little over a year after her breakup with Quavo, he seemingly called her out on the song Messy with the late Takeoff. Rest in peace to Takeoff. On that
For real, rest in peace. The best Migo, hands down.
record, he said, BITCH, after my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. And at the time, everybody knew who the dog was rumored to be. It was Offset. And that lyric right there came right after online rumors started spreading online that Saweetie and Offset had hooked up behind Quavo's back.
I remember when I just remember when Cardi B had said something about it. Wasn't it Cardi B that said something about it? I don't know, but the Cardi B, Offset, Quavo stuff, all that stuff was too messy for me. You know, I like to get messy sometimes, but that was like, all right, bro, I'm not this invested. Plus, Offset's earrings be hanging by a flab of skin. Look at how low this nigga's earrings are. It just bothers me when somebody's earrings are that low.
Which allegedly is what started the beef between the two members of the Migos, who are the only two ones left. Saweetie never confirmed it, neither did Offset. However, Offset did years later, recently actually, he denied that. But that moment definitely changed how a lot of people started looking at Saweetie.
Yeah.
So now with these new allegations from her former road manager, people are revisiting that old situation, not because the stories are, you know, the same, but
I genuinely don't remember how the So Icy song even goes.
because they both paint a picture of how Saweetie moves when it comes to men with status and power, right?
Yeah.
Now, her former road manager put up a few other posts, and one of the most notable ones is where she referred to Jada Sancho as a client. I want to make one thing clear. I booked her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea Stadium and support the soccer team. Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told him not to pay me. I was a road manager with her, getting her deals. I was solid to this girl. She got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple. I want my money.
That's kind of crazy. Like, if you're moving like that, you got to at least cover your tracks, girl.
Interesting. She claimed she was actually the one who arranged for Saweetie and Jaden to link up, but according to her, things didn't go as planned. And in reality, at least based on what the road manager is saying, the whole plan was for Saweetie to get together with Jaden and he would trick on her. Okay.
That's insane, bro. That's, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Imagine using a middleman to fly you out some pum pum to trick on. That's yo, some niggas get rich and just forget how to operate. Like, what are we talking about? I'm asking, what is she bringing to the table other than cooch?
Okay, meaning he'd spend money on her, buy gifts, fly her out, take care of her financially in exchange for her time and attention. Basically, paying for the pum pum, right?
Yeah.
But instead of keeping it business, Saweetie allegedly, fell in love with the guy, and that's what Miss Maybach is claiming. So that's when, this whole story turned from just messy into something way more serious.
Yeah.
I'll tell a joke, but I ain't never told a lie. I sent you to Dubai because you never balled before.
Oh yeah, she could. Look, I be hearing about what they do to models in Dubai. Yeah, no. If your girl ever gets offered a trip to Dubai, you gotta distance yourself from her. She is the community toilet.
Was depressed, looking for a happy life. Took you to London, babes. Took you to Nigeria. Booked you on an Australian tour. I helped this girl so much, only for her to play with my money at the end. I'm just missing my payment money from London. Pay up before I start naming the rest of the husbands you was playing with. And her beef with Saweetie is basically that Saweetie didn't pay her for these services, okay? Like,
I ain't trying to sound mean, but like, what else does Saweetie does? Like, what else does Saweetie do? Like, outside of money? Like, because there's no way she's making that type of money off of the music. And I don't know if she could have brands and she could have other stuff. I just don't know. I haven't been keeping up with her.
50 Cent, she wanted her goddamn money. Now, some people might call that matchmaking or management, but depending on how you look at it,
I'm calling it a pimp named Schlimpback.
if what this woman is saying is actually true, that starts crossing into something way darker, because what she's describing sounds a lot like what they call procure. Because what she's describing sounds a lot like procuring, which by
Bless your heart, Blackie.
definition is when someone arranges or facilitates sexual encounters for money on. In illegal terms, that's literally what's known as pimping.
Yeah. I don't care what you know about me. My bitch can't get $1 out of me. She stay wearing football at the 49ers and Chelsea. Like, what? The Saweetie actually watch all these sports. Can we confirm that? Does she actually watch all these sports? Or are we looking at another Britney Renner?
Or being a madame, which falls under sex trafficking laws in the United States and most other countries. So if, and that's a big if, what she's claiming actually happened, that wouldn't just be messy, that would be a crime. But
self-snitching. She literally self-snitched just to expose Saweetie. That, calling your, admitting to a crime just to expose somebody, I'm not going to say that adds validity to the claim, but it definitely don't make it look fake.
Again, these are just allegations. None of this has been confirmed, and Saweetie hasn't, publicly spoken about this. And
if I was Saweetie, which I don't ever want to be, I wouldn't speak on it publicly either. I would just get lawyers.
I just don't know how smart it is for the ex-manager to even put this out there publicly.
Yeah.
For a few reasons. Number one, I don't know if this is how she makes her money, but if it is, this move could seriously hurt her business. Yeah. Because anyone with money or status is going to look at this and think, oh, you the type to expose somebody. I can't work with you. Because you got to understand, celebrities are still like regular freaky ass people. They just operate on a different tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? Once money gets involved, a lot of doors open. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm not working with someone who's exposing private stuff like that.
Yeah.
And number two, if there's even a little truth to what she's saying, she might have actually put herself in danger, because when you start talking about flying people around for things like that.
What the fuck is this video that I'm looking at?
She put herself in danger because when you start talking about.
Girl, no way you're faking a skydiving scene and having a bag swing up to the screen.
Flying
Brandon Blackwood.
People around for things like that. It can get the authorities involved real quick. I mean, that's not just drama anymore. That's the kind of thing that can turn into a real investigation. So
I'm talking like next to Diddy.
Honestly, she might have exposed herself too while trying to expose Saweetie. Because if this ever gets to the point where the FBI, whoever starts, looking into it, Saweetie could easily flip it into, she could say that, hey, I was being extorted, or, the manager was the one who was trying to set her up.
I swear I have never seen none of these Saweetie music videos. And
just like that, Saweetie gets the get out of jail free card, right? But that's beside the point. This type of thing isn't very rare in the entertainment world. No. Obviously, none of this is confirmed. These are all allegations, and that's exactly how we're labeling it for now. This
horrible allegations.
Saweetie allegations.
But it makes sense, because, does she have another business on the side? I don't know. I don't know. And it's too many people have kind of hinted at that, Well,
let's be real. A lot of this kind of stuff goes on behind the scenes, right? And it's just that most of the time it never goes to the public. Whether it's certain Instagram models or bottle girls, influencers, once they're connected to the entertainment space, it's a whole different ball game.
Lust is a crazy sin, bro. I'm telling you, once money and coochie gets involved, it starts getting wicked.
Because what happens is you start mixing money, fame, and access. That's where the lines get blurry. Now, whatever you want to say about Saweetie, go ahead. But the truth is, you know, she got money. She's a millionaire. She's not broke. She got money. But that doesn't automatically mean someone can get caught up in a situation like this. Because the truth is, a lot of women who move in these circles, they might have money, but at the same time, they just don't have that kind of money, right? Like
like the money is constantly coming in. They might have a stockpile, but it starts to dwindle, and then you gotta have to restock. And to restock, you kind of have to, you know, I mean, put your lips on the table.
Give you an idea, Jadon Sancho, the young man we talked about who's 25, who plays in the Premier League, he's reportedly making 300,000 British pounds a week. That's almost 400,000 US dollars every
footballers make money
single week. So rapper money is very different from athlete, but specifically Premier League money.
You remember that trend whenever people were comparing rapper diamonds to athlete diamonds? Them athlete diamonds are different, bro. Them, like, what? Who was it that had the black diamond? Who was it that had the black diamonds on? Yeah, nah, bro. That nigga put everybody to shame.
Really. So when you're in those circles, when that kind of money's floating around, it's a different ballgame, right? And they don't just deal with random women on the street. They go through people, connections, introductions, recommendations, okay, from inside their little world. So when you see a woman with some kind of, you know, popularity, and I'm not specifically saying Saweetie here, but when you see them with these types of women, these types of guys, they don't just pay for, you know, sex. They're also paying for the drama-free experience that comes with it. They know that if they mess with another woman who doesn't have anything to lose, who isn't established or doesn't have her own name, that can get messy fast.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of understand it, but that don't mean I'm okay with it. Like, I get it. Like, you're trying to have safe play, basically. Like, you're trying to you're basically paying money to ensure a no strings attached kind of experience, which I understand, but it's still just a crazy thing, bro. Like, god damn.
But if the woman already has some kind of platform, status, or reputation, it feels safer to them, right? She understands discretion, she understands the game, and she's not about to risk everything for attention. That's the mindset a lot of these ultra wealthy guys have. So it's not always about just attraction. It's about control, you know, privacy, and keeping their world clean from unnecessary problems. I mean, we're talking about wealthy CEOs, executives, entrepreneurs, obviously athletes and musicians and stuff like that.
Niggas with hush money.
And most of the time, these men already have like a main woman or a wife or a long-term partner who's already aware of how things work. So when they do have someone on the side, that's an arrangement, okay?
That's so crazy.
They know that they can just mess around with anyone because one bird-ass bitch can fuck up the whole operation. So that's why a lot of this stuff goes on very quietly through people they trust, introductions, recommendations, circles where everybody already knows the rules. Like,
that's crazy. Imagine linking up with someone so they can introduce you to some cheeks. That's just crazy to me. Like, that's,
like I said. So that gets into a whole.
It's just it's out of my tax bracket. It's out of my tax bracket, bro. It's out of my tax bracket.
Different conversation. One I'm actually working on for a separate video. But back to Saweetie. Now it's being alleged that she had multiple trips booked and arranged by this former road manager. The manager claims that they're flying out to all kinds of destinations, Europe, Africa, Australia with the kangaroos and shit, you name it. And according to her, those weren't just regular...
What the fuck? Awful.
...work trips. She's claiming there was a whole... Those weren't just regular work trips.
Fuck no.
She's claiming there was a whole other purpose behind them.
Oh my god, bro. If I'm Saweetie, bro, I'm swinging as soon as I detect where this manager is, bro. That's crazy.
Which, if true, would completely change how people look at Saweetie's public image, because even though these kinds of rumors have been echoing around the industry for years, Saweetie's always tried to play on a certain image, which is like the classy, feminine, and business.
She finna be the next superhead, bro. like, you know what? Oh my god.
Savvy look, right? Or classy, I would say early on in her career. Later on, she just said fuck it, right? So the Icy Girl brand that she built early on, it was about luxury, confidence, and independence. But at the same time, the way she's moved outside of that brand has often been the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, she went viral due to this Instagram live she put up where she was telling women, if he's not buying you a Birkin bag or paying your bills, throw that nigga back to the streets.
If he's not getting you a Birkin, if he's not paying for your bills, then throw that nigga back to the streets, okay?
Coincidentally enough,
That don't look good, buddy.
dropped a song right
That don't look good.
before that moment called Back to the Streets. So a lot of people started feeling like the whole thing was just marketing, which it was, where she was playing into that same image in order to sell the music. And the issue with that is pretty obvious. You're selling women in your audience this fantasy that if a man isn't buying you a designer bag, which is worthless, or paying your bills, he's not worth your time.
Yeah, Saweetie is the type of woman that makes my wallet cry. And honestly, I'm good on that. I am cool on that. What, you get maybe $20 from me, and that shit.
Which another
You get maybe $20.
words, you're basically saying this pum pum can be bought. Now, as for this particular story, again, these are just allegations. Saweetie
I'm not gonna say nothing disrespectful about the road manager.
hasn't responded to anything, but it's the kind of claim that sticks, especially when it feeds into an image people have already questioned,
had a
and
view,
the conversation that's been coming.
And then it's already because Saweetie's career is already like pretty much ice cold. Like nobody really talks about Saweetie anymore, at least not that I know of. So for this to be the thing that brings her back into the mainstream, yeah, nah, bro, I would be punching the air right now.
Up about Saweetie for a while now is how much she's actually benefited from what people call pretty privilege, which in other words means the idea that her looks opened the door for her.
Oh yeah,
that she's been
definitely.
rewarded for being attractive more than her actual talent.
Yeah, for real. I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, a lot of people, I mean, it sounds misogynist, but it's kind of the truth. Like, let's just be real. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Are you bumping Icy Girl in the Big 25? Are you bumping a single Saweetie song in the Big 25? I can see you bumping Glorilla. I can even see you bumping Meg Thee Stallion. But you can even bump Ice Spice, and I'll give you a pass. I'm gonna tell you not to get on my ox, but I can give it a pass. But Saweetie, I don't remember. I don't think I've seen a single human being even post a TikTok with her songs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, bro. That pretty privilege goes crazy. Because imagine if what the road manager is saying is true, bro. Dude, imagine just flying out to London just to get you some money and some wiener. Like, you're... Whoa, my God, bro.
But recently, she actually flipped the whole conversation on its head, and she went viral for it. During a recent interview, Saweetie actually talked about something she called pretty punishment. In her words, people have seen that she's gorgeous, she's getting money, you know, she's getting bags, she's always in the spotlight. But what they don't see is how many doors were slammed in her face, how many times she's been counted out or underestimated because of her appearance. And this is according to her, right? This is her perspective.
I mean... Yeah, but how many doors remained open? You know, that's what we're really asking. Because I can see people, like, counting her out just thinking that she's just some dumb broad. You know what I mean? But, and I can see it closing a couple of doors. But is it enough to really, like, outweigh the pretty privilege? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I get what she's saying though, because it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and rainbow monkeys. That's Kid Next Door. I don't know why. I don't know why I pulled that out the bag.
Saweetie said they talk about pretty privilege, but they don't talk about pretty punishment. And what she meant by that is that being pretty comes with a different kind of bias. People project on you, they assume things, and sometimes they even root against you out of animosity or hidden agendas. And Saweetie said that,
especially from other girls, I can see that. Like from other girls, like yeah, let's be real. Let's be honest. You know, now that I think about it, let's be fair. Other women are probably hating on her like crazy behind the scenes. Let's be fair.
this is something that she's dealt with her entire life.
Feel like the industry has tried to count you out, like
Since I started.
talk about it, man. Because I think people, look, to be honest, people see you're gorgeous, you're getting endless bags, you are, listen, that girl. I don't think they understand how many doors, how many rejections, how many times people have counted you out.
I saw it on TikTok. They were like, they talk about pretty privilege, but they don't talk about pretty punishment. There's been so many times I've just been counted out, and I know that it's behind animosity. I know it's because of a hidden agenda, but it makes me work harder. But this has happened like my whole life. So it's like what I deal with in the industry is just different face, same case.
Oof.
See, I get what she's saying, but it's gonna fall on deaf ears. Like, let's keep it a whole hundred. Like, it's gonna fall on deaf ears, because if you really think about it, you're basically saying you're so pretty that people hate on you. And you know, I get what she's saying, but like, I feel like the reason why people are hating on you now is because at the end of the day, you are using your pretty privilege to actually make it. Like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hate or nothing, but real talk, outside of Icy Girl, you know what I mean? What else is there? You know? What else is there? Maybe a feature here or there, but like, you know what I mean? Your career has been ice cold, no pun intended, but but you're still in the circulation because you're pretty, because you can be a video vixen, because you can do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hate, I'm just telling you the truth. Like, pretty privilege is a thing, and I can understand pretty punishment, but at the same time, it's like, if you're benefiting off of your looks though, like, can you really complain about the pretty punishment? You know what I mean?
Now, after that clip went viral, Saweetie got a lot of backlash online, but she pushed back, saying the media twisted her words and misrepresented her point. On X, formerly known as Twitter, she said the conversation wasn't about bragging or complaining. It was about microaggressions, hidden agendas, and what it's really like to...
What do you mean it got twisted? Like, I see, it looks like your point was pretty straightforward. Like, it just wrong messenger, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it don't matter. You can't complain about it if you're actually still benefiting from it though. Like, you know what I mean?
Move through the industry as a woman who's constantly being judged for her looks. And she clarified that she's grateful and she's happy for her success. You know, glory to God, I believe she's...
Like, why am I watching a video of you eating a crab leg? You know? Like, what's the purpose?
Said, but the pressure, bias, and judgment is real. And she ended it by saying she's not fazed and that she'll keep going because she has a vision, right? So yeah, she framed the whole pretty privilege narrative into something deeper. And whether you agree or not, it's definitely got people talking, right? Now, I don't know exactly where Saweetie stands after these allegations. We haven't heard her side. And everything that's come out so far,
the Saweetie meal, oh my God, I forgot that was a thing,
is still just claims. But what we do know is that this whole conversation opens up a much bigger door, because it's way more common than people think. And it got me thinking about something else, which is, if Saweetie, someone with money, fame, and a career, and a very strong brand, is allegedly moving this way, imagine what's going on with the industry women who don't have any of that. Imagine what a lot of these Instagram...
Oh, nah, bro. Like, all you got to do is look up, you know, what they be doing to IG models in Dubai, and you'll understand what some women are willing to do for some money. Like, and like I said, I ain't even trying to be no misogynist, no nothing, but it is like, you know, it does happen, and it does get wicked.
Models are doing behind the scenes, like, not the established ones, the ones who are trying to get it popping just now. The ones who are flying out to all these different places like it's nothing.
But don't got no type of actual motion behind their names.
To them, to Bali, to Oslo. Next day, she's all up in New York, and then back to Bali. Like, bitch, how the fuck you do that shit? Posting this luxurious lifestyle, but they don't have a consistent stream of income. Exactly. And a lot of them are just doing what they can to keep up with the image, to survive, to maintain a lifestyle, or to chase that next opportunity, which usually comes in the form of a man with money who they're using as a come up.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I think these allegations are pretty wild, and to emphasize once again, these are just allegations right now. However, I don't know, man. Like Dexter Morgan.
Yeah, no, like,
I have a hunch.
Like Sergeant Stokes, bro. You know what I mean? I can't prove it, but I can't prove it.
I have a feeling we might hear some more about this story or something connected to it. And that's just a feeling. What do you guys think about these Saweetie allegations, though? If you made it this far, drop a like on this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next video, man. Peace.
Yeah, that's a good video by BlakySpeaks. Shout out to BlakySpeaks, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely. I don't know if Saweetie can even say anything about these allegations, because it's like, what happens if you do? You can't really say nothing because it'll Streisand affect it and then just blow it up even more, unless you have direct evidence to prove that that's not what's happening. But I feel like if she had that evidence, she probably would have already like shown it. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. It's a wicked world out there. Like I said, once money gets involved, once you hit at least 6 zeros, shit starts getting wicked out there. Once you hit 6 zeros, it starts getting wicked out there, bro. You be in it, your jaw will drop at the things that people will do for some cash. I don't know, bro, but that's, yeah. Saweetie, I hope that these are fake allegations, but if they not, you know what I mean? If they not, girl, you better go dark on Instagram. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, y'all have a beautiful day. Peace.